Part 3. The first major, boom in Bitcoin goes global. By 2017, Bitcoin was no longer just an experiment for tech geeks and idealists. It had become a global sensation. The year began quietly, but as spring approached, the price of Bitcoin started to climb rapidly. From just under $1,000 in January, Bitcoin surged to nearly $20,000 by December, a 20-fold increase in less than a year. What caused this explosion? For starters, Bitcoin had finally caught the attention of mainstream investors. Hedge funds, family offices, and everyday people started to see Bitcoin not just as a curiosity, but as a real asset, a way to make serious money. The media jumped on the frenzy too. Headlines screamed about overnight millionaires and the digital gold rush. Everyone wanted a piece of the action. Bitcoin was everywhere, on the front page of newspapers, in late-night talk shows, and even in casual conversations at coffee shops. But this rapid growth came with problems. The Bitcoin network started to slow down. Transactions took longer. Fees spiked. People began to complain that Bitcoin wasn't ready for mass adoption. Behind the scenes, developers were locked in fierce debates about how to fix these issues. Should Bitcoin increase its block size to handle more transactions? Or should it focus on off-chain solutions like the Lightning Network? The community was divided. In August 2017, this tension came to a head. A new version of Bitcoin called Bitcoin Cash was created. It was a fork, a split from the original Bitcoin blockchain that increased block sizes to allow faster, cheaper transactions. Bitcoin Cash promised to be Bitcoin for payments, while Bitcoin itself was increasingly seen as a store of value. This split caused confusion and fear in the market. People worried about what it meant for Bitcoin's future. But despite the drama, Bitcoin continued to climb. Then, in December 2017, the price reached its peak near $20,000. The hype was real. Everyone wanted in. But bubbles don't last forever. In early 2018, the crash began. Bitcoin's price plummeted, losing more than 80% of its value over the next year. The digital gold rush had turned into a winter. Many newcomers were left holding losses, and some called Bitcoin a failure. But once again, Bitcoin's story was not over. This crash weeded out the speculators and left behind a stronger, more dedicated community. Developers doubled down on innovation. The Lightning Network, a solution for faster and cheaper Bitcoin payments, started to gain traction. Institutional investors began to enter the space with new products like Bitcoin futures. And in 2019 and 2020, Bitcoin slowly started to rise again, this time with more serious players on board. But perhaps the most important change was a shift in how people viewed Bitcoin. No longer was it just a speculative gamble. Now, many saw Bitcoin as a safe haven asset, a digital form of gold that could protect wealth against inflation and economic uncertainty. This idea resonated especially during the global COVID-19 pandemic, which shook financial markets worldwide. As governments printed trillions of dollars to support their economies, fears of inflation grew. And Bitcoin, with its fixed supply of 21 million coins, became more attractive than ever. The dream of a decentralized, censorship-resistant currency was turning into reality. Bitcoin was no longer just a niche project. It was becoming a major player in the global financial system. But the journey wasn't easy. Bitcoin had faced scams, hacks, bans, and endless skepticism. Yet it survived all of that, and its story was only getting started. If you're finding this story fascinating, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into Bitcoin's incredible journey. The next part is coming soon, and you don't want to miss it.